Welcome once again to a reading from Black Metal Dad, a journey into the dark underbelly of parenthood. Firstly, thank you for giving us 1,000 followers. That's great, man. I love it. There's lots of black metalers out there. As promised, here I am, dressed as a Cossack. I'm not going to do the dance though because I'm too fucking old, alright? Just imagine. There you go. Alright, now, today I'm going to read to you about my thoughts on baby clothes. I fully appreciate that we need to dress our children to protect them from the elements. Human young are weak, fucking useless lumps of meat. If exposed to extremes of hot or cold for any length of time, an infant will die. Unlike the young of most other species that share this world, ours are totally ill-equipped for survival. They have no natural insulation. They're unable to move about on their own, and to make matters worse, they can't even communicate with their betters. Crying doesn't count. It's a crapshoot trying to work out what the little squealer's problem is. A human child is totally dependent on their parents for survival for the first 27 years of life. That said, they are extremely useless from birth until they reach 7 or so, when they can start contributing to their upkeep. To be honest, it's a miracle that we as a species weren't wiped out at the dawn of time. So it's understandable that we need to clothe our little bundles of joy. The problem is the amount of money the womb wants to spend in keeping our offspring dressed. Babies and little kids grow reasonably fast. They're also spectacularly messy, shitting, pissing, vomiting and drooling all over themselves constantly. Why then does future mum feel the need to spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on a fashion wardrobe the Kardashians would be proud of? Everything your kid wears is either outgrown or destroyed within weeks of purchase. For Boris's first birthday and christening, we like to hedge our bets as far as the afterlife goes. Karen bought him a tiny tuxedo to wear. Well, I admit he did look gangster as fuck, like a little bobblehead of Don Corleone. He only ever wore it one time, a waste of fucking money. Even though the second-hand market for kids' clothes is massive, and the daycare lost and found bin is a nice source for jackets and shoes, there are still way too many women spending large wads of cash on upmarket baby clothes. This is purely an attempt to outdo their friends at the Play Cafe. These designer brands exist solely to stoke the vanity of wannabe influencer mums. You know the type. They've all got stripper names like Mercedes, or Desiree, or Karen, and they're in debt to their eyeballs keeping up appearances. 15 centimetre long fake eyelashes and lips with so much filler they wouldn't seem out of place on a hippo's vagina, also the norm for these hooker lookalikes. All these peacocks flock together and drink their frappuccino fucking lattes, wasting their lives judging the rest of us that dare to dress our kids in Bond's baby wear. All while their inbred offspring, gorgeous in the latest Dolce & Gabbana jumpsuits, roll around in their own shit and vomit. These mums need to wake up and stop supporting the sweatshops that produce designer clothes they dress their little darlings in. Produced by kids not much older than their own young, and in conditions that aren't exactly conducive to a child's development. Even though they probably deserve it, child slavery is a stain on humanity and it needs to be stopped. As consumers, we can help end it by changing our spending habits. If the demand for high street babywear disappears, then those evil cunts that use child labour for garments won't have any reason to do so. So come on, Mercedes, come on, Desiree, make a fucking difference. If it was up to me, I would dress my 3 shit machines in biodegradable plastic bags. Cut some holes for arms and legs and you're ready to go. If you use a typical shopping bag, you only need to cut leg holes, as the handles give you an instant pair of overalls. When the kid's waist inevitably breaches its nappy or it throws up all over itself, who cares? Rip off the soiled bag, bin it, and while your loyal 4-legged friend cleans up the bubs, you grab another bag, cut a couple of holes, and your kid's good as new. And as a bonus, the non-porous nature of plastic means your child's own body sweat will keep it warm during cold weather. And when it's hot and you feel the need to dress your kid in something, just cut some more holes and you've got increased ventilation. In fact, if this book sells, the understanding EES Foundation may well invest some of the proceeds into developing hemp-based biodegradable plastic baby wear that comes on a roll, just like garbage bags. Instead of a wardrobe and chest of drawers taking up space in the nursery, all you need to do would be to hang a roll of plastic clothes on the back of the bedroom door, just like you would toilet paper. What a brilliant idea. At least I think so. Karen obviously thinks it's stupid, but what does she know? Footwear for infants is a whole other level of stupid. We all know babies can't walk, whether because some ancient genetic defect or because your God has fucked up sense of humour. Human youngsters do not develop the motor skills or balance required to put one foot in front of the other and ambulate until they're around 12 months of age. Why buy them shoes? They have no need for them. Surely there are better things to spend money on, like rolls of biodegradable plastic clothing perhaps. Even when they're walking, there's no need to waste money on new footwear. Your child's feet are growing constantly, and at this age, they'll outgrow their shoes well before they wear them out. Hand-me-downs are the obvious answer, but give the following a shot. Trust me, you'll have a ball. Go to where the little tit munchers congregate. Play cafes, swimming classes, Maccabees, anywhere that it's a requirement to remove their footwear for playing. Have a wander around, see if you see any shoes you like. If you do, just take them. It's that fucking simple. The original owner's probably close to outgrowing them anyway. And for an added thrill, try this in a shoe shop. Locate a parent with a toddler and discreetly shadow them. They'll eventually find a pair of shoes that take their fancy and will want the child to try them on for size. This is when you strike. As soon as the old pair of boots is removed, grab them and run like fuck. The adrenaline rush you get fleeing from an enraged mother flanked by shoe salespeople is a bucket list moment everyone should experience at least once. So, in summary, when it comes to clothing your young'uns, just be smart. You don't need to spend big. Your kids won't know, but your bank account surely will. Thank you all, people. Dos vidania.